here's our first question, and this is for Nick Garzilli. If elected, what would be your first priority? And this is question one, and you have 30 seconds.
My first priority, and I got some great feedback from Abby Land's office at the end of last week, would be to have a solar pride festival in West Hollywood Park. You know, maybe you might not know, but I've been proposing to the city a PRT system, a solar personal rapid transit network, where we could put that up in the park and invite all these solar companies, and then that will kickstart things. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, question two, you have 1 minute. Gridlock traffic and insufficient residential and commercial parking continue to be the biggest issues affecting quality of life and local business in West Hollywood. While commuter traffic may be outside our control, how would you address these issues with the various decisions you would be asked to make? Please be specific. Nick Garzilli.
Well, if you hate traffic, I'm your candidate. I am proposing the WeHo PRT. So these will be car-sized pods that hang on rails, solar panels on top, power the pods. You get in, you press the button where you want to go, and you go there nonstop, 30 to 40 miles an hour above the traffic. I have a letter of intent to build the first network for 100 million plus. I think WeHo would be a great place. I have to disagree. Traffic is a local problem with a local solution. I say we use our WeHo sovereignty to the fullest, and we build this network, will then spread like a spider web, and it will start to go down Santa Monica, Sunset. Before you know it, you'll be getting to the Beverly's, to Century City, Beverly Center, Santa Monica, and it can all be privately funded, and we want to pay for access to the rights of way, just like cell phone companies. And that new revenue, and I've done some calculations, it could end up being as high as property taxes. So then we are left with the decision, do we increase the size of our government, increase social services, or do we cut taxes? I say we cut taxes.
Thank you. Before I go on to question three, I'd like to ask everyone to hold their applause till the end. All right, thank you. We don't have a lot of time. Question three, 1 minute. Eastside Redevelopment Agency. The Eastside was designated as a blighted economic zone, and the redevelopment agency was created to help foster improvements. Governor Brown dismantled redevelopment agencies statewide, and all funds were turned over to the state. With the loss of these funds and tools, what is your vision of the Eastside, and, if elected, how would you work to make that a reality? Nick Garzilli.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about the east side. I see all the developments coming up, and yeah, the traffic's already terrible. Of course, I just don't know what it's going to be like. I don't think it's going to get any better. So my solution is the WeHo PRT, where you'll be able to get from basically the Fountain and La Brea corner to the library in about 3 minutes. And I think WeHo residents should ride it for less. And again, we can connect the east and the west of WeHo. I mean, it doesn't seem fair all the people on the east side can't use the beautiful library that opens at 11. But, you know, again, technology is the only thing that's going to fix this, innovation. And I got 15 seconds. I'm going to rip into Metro for a second. Metro wants to build a bus depot on Santa Monica so they can make sure buses are running in LA for the next, couple hundred years. Buses are part of the problem. They cause traffic.
Thank you. Tristan Schucraft. All right, question number 4, 1 minute. Development agreements. Development agreements, which may circumvent current zoning laws, such as allowing billboards, were not allowed. Cannot be appealed except through the courts. They have also been increasingly utilized by council over the past decade. When is the proper circumstance to use a development agreement instead of following the normal approval process? Nick Garzilli.
Yeah. With the developers, I've been having a hard time getting the city council to listen to me on the PRT. Maybe I should go to the developers, because I could certainly help them out, because I was down at Gensler, I had a meeting down there, we were talking about talking about these technologies, and they build LA Live and Farmers Field, and it's amazing how you can empty a stadium with this technology, and it also changes the fact that you don't need parking ramps because people don't need cars anymore. You're not going to solve LA's traffic problem until you don't need it, until you can live in LA without a car. As far as the development behind closed doors, I think when you get some public use out of it, like the mayor was saying, and I have to, I think my big thing is the billboards. Some of these billboards are heinous. They're disgusting. And right during the Newton shooting, we had this huge Black Ops advertisement up there, and I just, in some of the horror movie stuff, I have a young son, sometimes I want to cover his eyes.
Thank you.
So, anyway.
Tristan Shoecraft. Okay. Question 5, it's 45 seconds, and it's on public safety. There is a perception that the residential neighborhoods are not safe. Many residents feel that the commercial districts receive the lion's share of sheriff's patrols at the expense of the residential neighborhoods. What is your perception, and would you do anything differently? Thank you. Nick Garzilli.
Yeah, public safety. Again, I'm going to talk about the WeHo PRT. They're going to be illuminated. There's going to be LED lighting underneath the rails. Great to put bike paths underneath. Also, those emergency call buttons that you see in colleges. So, say if you were attacked and you can run to the emergency button and press that, you'll have a safe area underneath the rails. Also, I know this might not be very popular over here, but how about a group that concealed carry group, maybe popping up in WeHo? That could discourage crime, similar to the carjacking in Texas about 10 years ago. Concealed carry guy stopped that, and you saw carjackings plummet. So I do want you to remember you have your Second Amendment right.
Tristan Shoecraft. Question 6 is 1 minute. Planning Commission. Planning Commission increasingly makes only a recommendation on projects rather than a binding approval or denial. As a result, the affected parties cannot appeal a Planning Commission recommendation to City Council, eliminating due process. Would you do anything to change this, and if so, what?
I would think that the most amount of transparency is the best. It seems as though nowadays that the government has the privacy, and we don't have any. So again, on the Planning Commission, exactly how it works, I'd have to get in there and really look, understand what would be the best use of the Planning Commission. I did go to a Planning Commission meeting, and there seems to be a lack of dialogue maybe between City Hall and the Commission. I think that the best thing that we can do is to leave it up to the Planning Commission, have them make some decisions, and anyway, pass that on to the next person.
Thank you. Tom DeMille.